Hello everyone, good morning. Rinig po ba ako and kita po ba yung aking presentation? Okay, thank you so much. So yan, for today, so di-discuss natin is chapter 3, which is kung aabot tayo plane stress, principal stresses for plane stress, Morse circle for plane stress, and yung mga shear stresses natin. Okay, so after this chapter, you will determine the equations for transformation, apply equations to determine principal normal and shear stress, and perform transformation graphically using Morse circle. So ano ba yung plane stress? So plane stress, yun ay crucial concept in engineering and material science. So particularly when analyzing thin structures like plates, shells. So, yun. Ano ba yung mga key points or importance nga nitong plane stress natin? Una, simplification of analysis. So, plane stress simplifies the stress analysis of thin structures by assuming that stresses perpendicular to the plane are negligible. So, this reduces the complexity of stress tensor from three-dimensional to two-dimensional. So again, 3D. 3D kasi to. Halimbawa, material natin. Kukuha lang tayo ng pinakamaliit na part. Okay? So tatawagin natin yung stress element. So from 3D, 'di ba, malaki. So malaki, ang dami mong isosolve. Kukuning values kasi malaki yon. Down to two-dimensional lang, making calculations more manageable. Next is meron din tayong application in thin structure. So it is particularly relevant for thin flat plates subjected to in-plane forces. So yung mga aircraft wings, bridge, thin-walled pressure vessel. Next is design and safety. Again, ang priority natin is safety, right? So understanding plane stress helps engineers design safer and more efficient structures. So by accurately predicting how materials will behave under load, so engineers can prevent failures and optimize material usage. And lastly, yun nga, yung stress distribution natin. So it provides insights into the distribution of stresses within a material. So which is essential for identifying potential points of failure and improving yung ating overall durability ng structures. So ang common example ng plane stress sa engineering, yung ating mga thin-walled pressure vessel, aircraft wings, bridge, and yung mga thin plates in machinery. So, yan. So, to further understand yung ating plane stress, so manonood muna tayo ng video bago ko i-explain ulit siya.
Analyzing solid mechanics problems in 3 dimensions can be really hard work, and it can get very complicated very fast. Fortunately, in a lot of cases, there are some simplifications we can use to reduce a 3-dimensional problem to a 2-dimensional one, making it much easier to solve. The 2 main simplifications which are frequently used in solid mechanics are the plane stress and plane strain conditions. In this video, we're going to take a look at plane stress. So what does plane stress mean? A component is said to be in a condition of plane stress when all the stresses acting on it are in the same plane. A surprising number of common engineering problems can be approximated to plane stress conditions. It is most relevant for the analysis of thin components. Let's take a look at an example. To determine whether we could model this perforated plate using plane stress assumptions, we need to see whether it is reasonable to assume that all stresses are acting in the same plane. All of the loads are applied in the same plane, the XY plane, so that's a good start. But having all loads acting in the same plane is not enough for the plane stress condition to be met, as we could still have stresses in the Z direction. This is where the thickness of the plate comes into it. We know that normal and shear stresses at a free surface are always zero. This means that the stresses on the top and bottom faces of the plate must be zero. And because this plate is very thin, there can't be much variation in stress through the plate's thickness, meaning that the stresses in the Z direction will be close to zero all the way through the plate. Because the only non-zero stresses are acting in the XY plane, a condition of plane stress applies. Of course, in reality, the stresses in the Z direction are unlikely to be exactly zero. Deciding whether a plane stress condition is applicable will always require a degree of engineering judgment. Why is the plane stress assumption useful? We can answer by taking a look at a stress element in our perforated plate. The stresses at a single point are defined by 6 different stress components, 3 normal stresses and 3 shear stresses. For plane stress conditions, sigma z, tau xz, and tau yz are equal to 0. This means that the 6 components defining the stress at a point are reduced to just 3 components, sigma x, sigma y, and tau xy. This is a 2-dimensional problem, which will be much easier to solve. The stress tensor for a 3-dimensional case is a 9 by 9 matrix, but if we consider plane stress conditions, it is reduced to a much more manageable 2 by 2 matrix. Let's look at 2 more examples of situations where it might be appropriate to assume plane stress conditions. Pressure vessels can sometimes be modeled using plane stress assumptions. The pressure load generates hoop stresses, which are oriented around the circumference of the vessel, and axial stresses. If the vessel wall is thin compared to its diameter, radial stresses will be close to 0, and plane stress conditions will be applicable. The teeth of a spur gear can also sometimes be modeled using plane stress conditions, if the width of the gear is narrow enough. So, to summarize, plane stress is a simplification which can be used to turn a 3-dimensional solid mechanics problem into a simpler 2-dimensional one by assuming that the stresses in one direction are equal to 0. It is normally applicable for thin structures which are loaded in a single plane. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.
Okay. So from malaki, 'di ba, 3D down to 2D lang. So, yun yung, or kaya tayo nagkaroon ng plane stress. Kasi ayaw natin ng madaming isusolve, diba? Ayaw natin ng complex. Okay? So, ginawa natin, sinimplify natin yung 3D. Ginawa lang natin siyang 2D. So, reshare ako ng screen. Yan. Okay. So, as you can see, meron akong figure A and figure B. Okay? So, again, yung figure A natin is nandun pa yung ibang stresses natin. Diba? Kumbaga 3D pa to. Then yung plane stress, ito na yung kinancel out or inalis na natin yung ibang stress. So the overall stress at a specific point is defined. Okay, ito yung original. It is defined by 6 normal and shear components. So which acts on or which act on the surface of a material element at that point. So in figure A. Then, gusto nga nating i-simplify yung figure A natin. Ayaw natin ng sobrang daming stress, di ba? So, sinimplify natin or inanalyze natin that to analyze the stress in a structural or mechanical element within a single plane, so yung simplification niya is applied. So, the material is considered to be under plane stress. So, nagkaroon lang tayo ng 3, di ba? 2 normal at saka isang shear stress. So, yan. 2 normal. Yun yung sigma x at sigma y. And isang shear stress. So, for instance, if a body surface is not subjected to any load. Okay? Pag hindi pag hindi natin or walang force tayo or walang load tayong nilagay sa body natin, then yung ating normal and shear components or stress components on the face of an element of this surface will be zero. Okay? Kasi walang load kang nilagay, so zero siya. As a result, yung stress component on the side face will also be zero. Meaning, yung material natin at that point will experience plane stress. Okay? Again, ito yung ating normal stress. So, ito, sigma x and sigma y. So, as you can see, palabas siya ng ating stress element. Ito yung tinatawag na stress element. Kumuha lang kayo ng gagatiting, diba? Kukunti na element doon sa 3D, doon sa malaki. So, stress element to. Okay? So, sigma x and sigma y ay tension. Okay, di ba pag tension, positive yung ating force. Diba? Or yung ating stress, positive, tension. So, kung ito is papunta sa loob, meaning compression naman siya. Okay? So, itong tau xy or itong ating mga shear stress. Yan. Ang shear stress natin ay ito. Shear stress, kasi siya ay parallel, di ba? Parallel, shear stress, and shear stress. Ma'am, 4 naman yan eh. Hindi, isa lang yan. Considered as 1 lang yan, yung 4 na yan. May nilagay lang tayong arrowhead. Okay? Pero ang ating titingnan, if positive ba yung ating tau or positive ba yung ating shear stress, is dito na lang. Para hindi kayo malito, ito na lang ang ating titingnan. Yan, ito. Itong shear stress na lang. So, di ba, meron tayong moments. Di ba, ang ginagawa lang natin sa moment, clockwise is equal to counterclockwise. So, para hindi kayo malito, so yun yung tinuro ko, clockwise is equal to counterclockwise. Pero, nung sa statics nyo, di ba, clockwise direction ay negative. Sinabi. Pag counterclockwise siya ay positive. Yun yung sa moments. Okay? Pero ang ginawa natin, para hindi nakakalito, clockwise is equal to counterclockwise na lang. Pero sa tunay, yung static natin, again, clockwise, negative, counterclockwise is equal to positive. Ito yung ating origin. Yan, reference point, kumbaga. So, pag pataas siya, meaning, papunta siya sa or pa-counterclockwise. So, positive siya. Okay? So, pag pababa naman, siya ay negative. Kasi magiging clockwise na. So, ito yung magiging reference arrowhead nyo pag shear stress na yung pinag-uusapan para malaman kung anong sign. Okay? Ma'am, napansin ko lang po. Kasi may arrowhead nga po pataas dito. So, magiging counterclockwise. Bakit ma'am yung iba, yung 3 arrowhead ng shear stress is, ito, syempre, magiging clockwise po siya. Clockwise po siya. Ito, clockwise din. So, ito po, pababa naman. Kung kanina pataas to, ngayon naging pababa naman po to. Ito, opposite din yung direction niya doon sa nasa taas na arrowhead for shear stress. Magkakaiba po yung arrowhead. So, medyo nakakalito po. So, bakit po ganun ang binigay? Kasi, stress element to. If ever, halimbawa, ang ginawa ko, yung element na to, puro siya, puro siya pa-clockwise. So, ganyan, pataas, taas. So, ano mangyayari sa stress element natin? Iikot siya, magro-rotate siya, mag-spin, di ba? Spinning na yung motion niya. So, kaya ang ginawa natin, naglagay tayo ng opposite direction na arrowhead para hindi mag-spin yung ating stress element. Okay? Again, yung reference point mo or reference na arrowhead mo para sa shear stress, ito na lang. Yung nasa right. Okay? Pag pataas siya ay counterclockwise, meaning positive na agad. Pag pababa, clockwise, negative. Okay? So, dito, sa B, figure B, dito naman, so ito na yung na-rotate na siya into angle theta. Okay? So, mas maintindihan nyo siya pag nag-problem solving tayo. So, na-rotate nyo na siya, then yan, makukuha nyo na yung bagong stress niya or yung mga normal stress and shear stress. So, bakit po, iba pa po pala yung stress niya sa figure A and sa figure B. So, bakit? Kasi, stress is directional. So, meaning, nagva-vary yan. Pag nirotate mo siya, kahit konti lang, kahit 0.001 degrees, iro-rotate mo lang sa angle or 0.00001 degrees, magbabago na po agad yung ating stresses. Okay, magbabago yung ating normal stress, magbabago yung ating shear stress. Kasi stress is directional. It varies in magnitude and direction. Okay? So, sige. Yan. So, ito yung sample problem number 1. So, again, from dito, yan, ang laki, di ba? 3D. Ang daming points, ang daming stress, ang daming values na kukunin. Ang ginawa ko lang, gusto ko lang naman itong stress element na to. So, sinumin yan. Yan, sinumin ko siya. Ngayon, dito, mas madali, di ba? Hindi siya masyadong komplikado, unlike kanina. So, pinadali niya. Okay, sinimplify. Then, after simplifying, so, maglalagay lang ako ng cross-section or section AA and section BB. So, since kita nyo, tatlo yung ating stresses, dalawang normal, which is yung 80 MPa and 50 MPa, and isang shear stress. So, ngayon, pag nirotate nyo siya, magkakaroon din tayo ng tatlong stress. Okay? Baka mamaya mawala yung isang stress. Pag nirotate nyo, nawala na yung isa. So, hindi po. Magkakaroon din tayo ng tatlo. Kung original or initially, meron kayong 3 stress. Then, pag nirotate nyo siya, kahit yan ay 0.01 degrees pa, yung rotation niya, tatlo pa rin po yung ating stress. Okay? So, nakita nyo dito, itong 80 MPa, siya ay compression. 50 MPa, siya ay tension. And yung ating 25 MPa, itong arrowhead lang na ito ang titingnan natin, pababa. Anong pagpababa? Clockwise. Pag clockwise, negative. Okay? So, sige, proceed na ako sa problem solving. So, any questions muna or clarifications bago ako mag-proceed sa problem solving? Okay. So, wait lang. Okay, so for sample problem number 1. So the state of plane stress at a point on the surface of the airplane is represented on the element oriented as shown in figure A. So it represent the state of stress at the point on an element that is oriented 30 degrees clockwise from the position. So, ang sabi dito, okay, mag-drawing ka daw or i-represent mo daw yung state of stress pag ni-rotate natin 30 degrees clockwise. Okay, ito, 30 degrees clockwise. Represent. Okay? So again, hindi ka basta magdodrawing ng, ma'am, ito yun. So, kokopyahin mo lang yung 50, yung 80, yung 25, ni-rotate mo lang talaga siya. So, hindi ganon. So, kailangan may bago kayong values ng stress. May bago kayong value ng normal stress na 2, may bago kayong value na ng shear stress pag na-rotate nyo na siya. Okay? And yung values na yon, yun yung kukompute natin ngayon. So again, sinection ko to. Or sorry, sinection na ng problem. Diba? Na-section agad ng problem natin. Section A and Section B. So unahin ko muna yung Section A. Section A. So, dito, yung Section A, so, siya ay right triangle. So, ito daw yung ating 30 degrees. And meron akong arrowhead na 25. MPA, the normal na 50. MPA, 50 to, diba? So, ito yung, yan, itong dalawa. Then, pataas na shear. So, again, 25 pa rin to. And yung normal stress natin, we have 80. So, dito, assumption. So, ang assumption ko, pababa yung aking bagong shear stress. Then, pataas naman yung aking bagong normal stress. So, tau xy prime and sigma x prime. Okay? Next. So, dito, i-imagine natin na i-rotate na natin siya 30 degrees. Imagine nyo na lang na i-rotate na natin yung ating right triangle ng 30 degrees. So, ang gagawin natin, so, sabihin natin na ito ay merong hypotenuse side. So, tawagin natin yung hypotenuse side natin na yan, A. Then, meron tayong 25. So, syempre, wait. Lagay muna natin yung mga angle natin. 25, mga stress. 25 and 80. 25 and 50. Okay? So, gagamit tayo dito ng SOHCAHTOA. So, at kalang. So, sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Ano bang hypotenuse? Itong delta A. Next, yung cosine. Cosine theta is equal to adjacent naman over yung ating delta A, yung hypotenuse side. So, ngayon, lagay na natin. I-rotate natin. Imagine nyo, rotation na. Okay? I-rotate natin ng hindi dito sa ating right triangle ng hindi naibo yung arrowhead. Okay? Anong gagawin natin? Nang hindi naibo yung arrowhead, i-multiply natin sa angle. So again, ito, hypotenuse, delta A. Opposite daw. Pag opposite ng 30 or ng angle, di ba? Opposite. Itong opposite niya. I-multiply mo siya ng sin theta delta A. So sin theta times delta A. Opposite pa rin tong 80, di ba? Sin theta pa rin siya. Delta A. Okay. Next, cosine. Or ka naman. Cosine is equal to adjacent over the hypotenuse. So, adjacent. Ito, 25. Cosine theta times yung ating delta A na hypotenuse. And itong 50. Cosine theta times delta A na hypotenuse. Okay? So, para hindi masyadong magulo, ika-cancel out ko na yung aking delta A since meron namang delta A sa bawat side. Diba? Delta A, delta A, delta A, and delta A. So, kulang pa yung ating arrowhead, yung ating assumption for the new normal and shear stress. Tau xy prime. And yung ating normal stress prime. Okay? So, it is naka-multiply din siya into delta A. So, cancel din natin siya para hindi masyadong magulo sa ating equation. Okay? So, after nating magawa or makuha or ma-imagine, ito yung equation na na-rotate mo na siya, pero hindi nagbago yung arrowhead natin. Okay? Hindi nagbago yung direction ng arrowhead. Hindi natin inibo into 30 degrees, kundi ang ginawa natin, minultiply natin sa angle. Okay? It's either sine or cosine. Okay? After imagining, free body diagram na ako. So, ito, yung ating y-axis, and ito pa rin yung ating x-axis. Ngayon, nagkaroon tayo ng rotation, di ba? So, nagkaroon tayo ng y prime and x prime. Okay? So, dito, kesa ang hirap, bakit natin ulit ginanto? Imagine natin. Kasi if ever, ang ginawa nyo is inirotate mo muna bago mo hinati, then inilagay mo dito sa free body diagram, malilito ka. Kahit ako, trinay ko siya, litong-lito ako na alin mga dito yung aking, ano nga ba yung direction ko dito, ano ba yung magnitude ko dito. So, stick na lang tayo dito, mas madali to. Okay? So, y prime and x prime. So, ito na yung na-rotate or if ni-rotate natin to 30 degrees clockwise. 30, and 30 degrees. Okay? So, nagkaroon tayo ng panibagong axis. Diba? Naging y prime and x prime. So, ang gagawin natin yung arrowheads. Yung hindi natin ginalaw na arrowheads pero minultiply natin sa angle niya, ilalagay lang natin siya sa free body diagram. So, 25 pataas. So, ito muna 25. So, pataas siya. So, 25 sin theta na lang kasi hindi na natin sinama yung delta A o yung hypotenuse side. Kinancel na natin kasi pare-parehas naman meron, di ba? Sin theta. Ano pa? 80 sin theta. Ito naman. 80 sin theta. Ito, ang baba naman. 50 cosine theta. Or cosine 30. Yung theta natin dito is equal to 30 ha. 30 degrees. Ito siya. Ano pa? Papunta pa rin dito. So, okay na tayo sa 50. Dito pa din, di ba? Ito, 25. 25 cosine theta. Okay? So, yung apat na original stress, nandito na. And, yun na lang unknown values natin. No? Or yung stress natin pag nirotate na. So, yung bagong value na yung ating sigma x prime or normal stress and yung ating tau x y prime. Okay? So, ito yung bagong shear stress natin. So, bilangin natin. If 6, dapat 6 siya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 na. So, after ng free body diagram natin or FBD, so pwede na nating makompute yung unknown natin. Yung ating sigma x prime and tau x y prime. Okay? O yung bagong stress natin pag nirotate natin siya into a certain angle. Okay? So, dito, ang gagawin ko sa halip na summation of forces x is equal to 0. So, ang gagawin ko ay summation of forces x prime is equal to 0. So, gagawin ko siyang x prime. Ma'am, bakit po x prime? Pwede naman pong x and y. Kasi, ina-avoid natin na magkaroon ng dalawang unknown. We are avoiding 2 unknowns. Ang hirap kasi pag may dalawang unknown kasi mag-equation 1 ka pa, equation 2, then i-equate mo yung dalawang equations para makakuha ka lang ng values. So, mas complex. Ang gusto nga natin, simplified lahat, di ba? So, ang ginawa natin, nag-base tayo dun sa x prime and y prime. Yun yung ginawa natin or in-equate natin sa 0 para mas madali and mas makakuha tayo agad ng value. Okay? Para hindi 2 unknowns. So, summation of fx prime is equal to 0. Left is equal to right. So, ang left natin, we have 25 sin, yung ating theta dito is 30 degrees, di ba? Then, x to, so cos, sin. So, cosine 60. So, wag malilito. Naka-x prime tayo at saka y prime. So, focus lang kayo dun sa color blue na axis. Hindi doon sa color black ha. Color blue. Plus yung ating meron pa ba? Wala na pala. So, equal sign na. So, forces papunta sa right. So, 80 sin 30 cosine 30 plus 25 cosine 30 cosine 30. Then, yung ating tau or shear stress xy prime plus yung ating 50 cosine 30 cosine 60. Then solve for tau xy prime. So tau xy prime is equal to negative 68.7917 MPa. So na-compute na natin yung ating shear stress. Bagong shear stress, pag nakarotate siya, 30 degrees. So as you can see, negative siya. Again, yung sinabi ko kanina, negative clockwise, positive counterclockwise. So, sa summation of y prime is equal to 0 naman. Upward is equal to downward. So, ito ay 25 sine 30 sine 60 plus yung ating sigma x prime plus yung ating 80 sine 30 times sine 30. So, meron pa rin tayong upward, yung ating 25. Cosine 30, sine 30. And yan, wala na. Equals yung ating 50. Cosine 30, sine 60. So, ang ating normal force na bago ay negative 4.1506 MPa. So, meaning mali pa rin yung assumption natin. And kaya siya ay negative kasi siya ay, ano pag negative stress? Negative stress, pag normal ay compression. O kanina tension, di ba? Ngayon, compression naman. Okay? So, nakocompute pa lang natin dito is dalawa. Isang normal at isang shear stress. Eh, ang nakalagay dito sa problem, 1, shear stress. Normal stress. Second, normal stress. And isang shear stress. 3. So, mayroon pa. Kulang pa yung ating normal stress. So, kung kanina, section AA, ngayon, pupunta ako sa section BB. Ito. Okay? So, section BB. So, redraw ko siya. So, we have upward dito. So, upward force, then dito is 80. Then 25 MPa. Then dito ay 50 MPa. Dito is 25 pa din MPa. So, nandito naman yung ating 30 degrees. So, ito, assumption din to, na pataas yung ating shear stress. And ito ay pababa. Assumption. Yung ating normal stress. Yan, yung bagong normal stress natin. Okay. So, kung kanina section AA, dito section BB. Kasi bakit po? Kasi po, dadalawa lang yung ating na-compute natin na stress, isang shear at isang normal. Eh, ang nasa problem po is, oops, wait lang ha. And nasa problem po is tatlo, dalawang normal and isang shear. So, ang nawawala ay isang normal. So, dito, pwede ko nang hindi i-recompute. Kasi 'di ba dito makikita niyo meron pa akong assumption na tau xy prime. Ito, oh, yan. Na-compute ko na po kanina, nakuha ko na po yung values for shear stress xy prime. Ba't kukunin ko na naman po? So, okay lang if hindi mo kunin. Okay lang din if kunin mo. Ang akin, for you to check if tama ba yung nakuha mong tau xy prime. If tama ba or if same ba. Kasi baka mamaya may maling sign ka, or mali yung compute mo, ito is checking lang ng iyong shear stress. So, ang talagang kukunin natin dito is yung ating isang normal stress pa. Kasi meron tayong dalawang normal stress. So, pwede tong, kung ang ginawa nyo, sigma x prime, pwede. Or pinangalanan nyo siyang sigma y prime naman, pwede din, okay lang din. So, basta meron tayong dalawang normal stress. So, dito ang gagawin ko, i-recompute ko na lang yung tau xy prime po para tingnan natin if parehas ba yung values na nakuha ko kanina. Okay? So, again, yung kanina, SOHCA din. Yung SOHCA, yung SOHCA-TOA. So, gagamitin lang natin ay yung SO at yung KA. So, again, meron tayong 30 degrees dito. Delta A, di ba? Delta A to. And meron ditong 25. Ito yung 80. So, dito yung 25 pa din. And yung 80. Ay, sorry, 50 pala yung isa. 80. Ito yung 50. Yan. So at lang. Again, sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Yung hypotenuse natin, delta A. Cosine theta. Anong theta natin dito? Theta ay equal sa 30 degrees. Is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse na delta A. Okay? So, dito, sin theta sa opposite. Anong opposite ng ating angle? Ang angle natin 30. So, ito. Mumultiply ko na lang siya ng sin 30 tsaka sin 30. So, kulang kasi may hypotenuse pa. So, delta A pa rin siya. And delta A. Next, cosine. Yun yung adjacent natin. 25. Cosine 30 times delta A. And ito, 80 cosine 30 times delta A. Okay? Next, yung ating assumption, yung dalawang stress natin na wala. So, ito, pataas daw. Pababa. So, ito yung ating shear stress. So, multiply din natin ang delta A. And ito yung normal stress. Delta A. So, again, as you can see, lahat ng side may delta A. Delta A, delta A, delta A, delta A, delta A, and last na delta A. Okay? So, pwede na natin hindi isama sa equation kasi mapapahaba yung ating equation. Inalis ko na agad. Dito pa lang sa figure, inalis ko na yung delta A natin. So, after nito, ito, inimagine nyo na, no? Nag-imagine na kayo na nirotate mo siya, yung ating mga stress, nirotate mo, pero hindi nagbago yung arrowhead. Kasi ang ginawa natin, minultiply na lang natin sa, it's either sine theta or cosine theta. Yun na lang ginawa natin para hindi na maibo yung arrowhead natin. Okay? Next ay free body diagram. So, ito yung y-axis and x-axis. So, ito yung ating bagong y-axis and ito yung ating bagong x-axis. So, y prime and x prime. Kasi nirotate natin into, ito yung original, yung naka-color black. Nirotate natin 30 degrees clockwise. So, sinabing clockwise. Ingat kayo ha, if counterclockwise or clockwise. So, yun yung common mistake natin. Kasi baka ma-rotate nyo siya counterclockwise. Okay. So, after rotating yung ating mga x and y coordinates, ang gagawin natin, ipa-plot na natin yung ating mga arrowheads. Yung bala-bala nating or inimagine nating ni-rotate natin na arrowheads. Ipa-plot natin. So, meron daw akong dito 80 cosine, tama ba? 80 sa cosine 30. Cosine 30, ano pa? Pataas. Meron akong 25 cosine 30. So, meron pa rin akong pataas, which is ito, 50. 50 sine 30. So, meron na ako nito. Check. Check. Itong 80. Itong 25 yun. Kulang na lang tayo ng papunta sa left. Itong 25 sine 30. So, bali, meron na tayong 4 na stress. Diba? 4 na stress and 2 unknown na lang. So, 2 unknown. Meron ako ditong tau xy prime. And yung ating sigma x prime. So, yan. Na-compute na, nalagay na natin yung ating mga arrow or yung mga stresses natin sa free body diagram. Ang next na gagawin natin, summation of forces x at x prime at saka at y prime is equal to 0. Again, bakit po sa x prime at sa y prime? To avoid two unknowns para hindi na kayo mag-compute or maggawa ng equation 1 and equation 2, then equate both equations para lang makakuha ng unknowns. Mas daming kukumputin yun. Mas matagal ang trabaho. So, ang gagawin natin, summation of fx prime is equal to 0. So, meron ako ditong 25. Sine 30 cosine 30 plus 50 sine 30 cosine 60 plus 25 cosine 30 cosine 60. And pa ba? Wala na. Is equal to 80 cosine 30 cosine 30 plus yung ating sigma x prime. So, sigma x prime is equal to negative 25.8494 MPa. So, na-compute na natin yung ating isa pang normal stress. Kasi kailangan natin ng dalawang normal stress. Initially, dalawa po yung normal stress natin. Kaya natin kinompute yung isa pa. So, hindi naman pwedeng dalawa yung normal stress natin. Nirotate ko lang siya. Naging iisa na lang, 'di ba? So, dalawa din dapat. Next, summation of forces at y prime is equal to 0. Downward. So, meron tayong upward force. So, meron tayong 50 sine 30 times sine 60. Ano pa? Yung 25 cosine 30 times sine 60 plus sigma xy. Tau na tayo pala. Tau xy prime plus 80 cosine 30 sine 30 is equal to 25 sine 30 times sine 30. Then solve for tau x, y prime. So, tau x, y prime ay equal sa negative 68.7917 MPa. Okay? So, as you can see, dun sa ating computed or na-compute nating value ng tau xy prime, okay, nasa na ba yun? Ayan. Tau xy prime is equal to negative 68.7917. And yung ating bagong compute lang na tau ay parehas. So, tama, di ba? For checking lang. So, hindi naman necessary na i-compute nyo ulit tong ating shear stress. Kung ayaw nyo mahirapan, sige, go lang. Kung alam nyo sa inyong sarili na tama na yun, ma'am, okay na ako dun sa kinompute ko kanina, okay lang din. So, it is for checking lang. So, bali, meron na tayong 1. Ito siya. Unang normal force. Pangalawang normal force, and yung ating pangatlong stress, so shear stress naman. So, tama ba na tatlo na? Yes po, tatlo na siya. Dalawang normal and isang shear stress. Again, stress is directional, kaya magva-vary or magbabago yung ating stresses kada ibo natin. So, after nating isolve, ano ba sabi? Ang sabi dito, represent the state of stress at the point. I-represent mo yung state or gagawa ka ng panibagong stress element. So, again, ang tawag dun sa maliit na kinuha natin, stress element. So, gagawa ka ng panibago. Yan. So, dito, check natin yung values. Ang bagong value ng ating tau, xy prime, yung shear stress natin, negative 68.7917. Again, ano nga sabi ko kanina? Pababa. Diba? Pag negative. Ngayon, gawa tayo ng opposite na arrowhead para mag-prevent yung spinning natin. Kasi i-spin niya ng i-spin yung ating stress element. Kung hindi natin siya lalagyan ng opposite or yung arrowhead na opposite dun sa direction na yon. So, magkakaroon tayo ng opposite arrowhead. And dito, ganun din, pa-opposite. So, lagay na natin yung ating 68.7917 MPa. So, meron na tayong shear stress na ilagay na natin, na represent na natin sa ating stress element. Ang nawawala is yung ating mga normal stress. So, yung normal stress natin, negative 415 MPa at saka negative, negative, yan, 25.8494 MPa. Parehas pong negative. Meaning, pag parehas negative, again, pag tension, positive. Pag compression, negative. So, siya ay compression. Parehas kasi siya ay negative. So, dito, gagawa ulit ako ng arrowhead. So, we have yung kanina 4.15 MPa. Gagawin na sa ating positive. Bakit? Kasi yung ating compression, yun yung negative, kumbaga. And yung isa is 25.8 MPa. Kasi compression na siya. Okay? So, yan. Yan yung pinaka-sagot natin. Ni-represent natin yung ating state of stress na naka-orient sa 30 degrees clockwise. So, as you can see, from 50 or from 25 at 80, naging 25.8, 4.15, and 68.79. Para yung sa sa dynamics, di ba? Pag nagtatap or, halimbawa, pag nagbabasketball kayo, ganito din yan, parang stress din yan. Pag nagbabasketball kayo, pag medyo mataas, di ba? Yung, kumbaga, pataas. Yung bola, hinagis mo lang pataas. Okay? Into, lang, y direction lang. Yung isang, straight line pataas. Ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon ka lang ng maliit na distance. Nagva-vary. Ngayon, ang ginawa mong 45 degrees. Okay? Sinot mo, 45 degrees. Uy, yung distance mo, lumayo. So, ganun din dito sa stress. Okay? Nagva-vary din yung kanyang stresses. Basta, inibo mo yung degrees. Or kung clockwise ba siya, counterclockwise. Okay? Ito ay conventional method po. Okay? Conventional method to, meaning, ito is yung mahabang method. So, anong meaning nito? Meron po tayong shortcut dito. Pero, syempre, sa exam, para medyo may thrill, may challenge, kakaroon din tayo ng conventional method. So, for checking nyo na lang yung shortcut formula para dito. And tomorrow, meron po tayong hindi siya short, quiz. Or magkukonduct tayo or magkukonduct ako ng quiz number 1. Until dito lang sa ating stress transformation na conventional method. Then next na yung ating Morse circle and yung mga in-plane shear stress, principal stress. So baka ma-overwhelm na kayo sa quiz 1 and baka magulo pa yung patas. So mas importante, mas alam nyo muna yung conventional method bago ko ituro yung shortcut. Okay, any questions, clarifications? Yes po.
Ma'am, concern lang po. Since meron po kasi kaming quiz mamayang 5 to 7, then meron din po uling quiz na tomorrow na 7 to 9, 7 to 8 po.
7 to 8?
Opo. So, pwede pa po ba daw ma-move yung quiz po natin sa MNAMI?
Hindi no. Ano ba, move ng next week? Ganon?
If possible po.
Naku, hindi no. Kasi, yun, naghahabol na rin kami kasi kailangan na natin mag-quiz 1 before tayo mag-midterms. So, ang nakikita lang namin na, yun, na time is tomorrow. Kasi, syempre, kung next week, online na lahat, diba? Online na din, wala na naman tayong room. So, hindi tayo pwede mag-conduct ng online quiz. So, yun. Until dito lang. Bali, 3 topics lang.
Noted po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay. May questions ba? Clarifications dito sa conventional method for plane stress transformation? So, hindi din ako pwede ng hapon kasi merong mag-e-exam ng hapon din. Wala bang questions, clarifications? Okay. So, kung walang questions, clarifications, and kung nahihiya kayong magtanong dito So, pwede niyo po akong i-message through Facebook. Ma'am, hindi ko po naintindihan to. So, yun. Okay, kung wala ng questions, clarification. So, thank you, engineers, and have a nice day. Thank you, guys.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po.